Hi, everyone. Welcome to this show. I can see everyone's excited for this show today. And thank you for putting your questions in caps. That really helps me to see the show questions. Lyra might be running around. She's just decided because I'm going live, she's going to run around like crazy. So I may have to move her at some stage. But yeah, I just want to remind you guys, I do have personal bookings. So today, this will be just for like general readings, and it's good to state that this is for entertainment purposes only. But let's get into I want to do a quick pulse check just for today so that everyone gets a bit of a read. I don't like leaving anyone out, so let's see what we have going on for today. But yeah, you guys know I have bookings over at masonjupiter.com, and we have the YouTube channel. This one is going to be fun. I don't think you're going to want to miss this one, how to upgrade your manifestations with crystals. This is one of my favorite subjects, and yeah, I'm looking to deep dive on this. It's going to be a lot of fun. So please have your crystals ready, because we will be talking about programming crystals. We'll be talking about charging them, harnessing their power to really kind of like pinpoint and zero in and magnify and work with your manifestation. So that's going to be a fun show. And we have my potions. So go to soulalchemypotions.com if you would like to buy a potion. And we also have the bundles that are still available. And you can see Tobias there I think he was making Vision Quest in that one. So let's have a look, pulse check wise, into today. And yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun, that crystal show. So look out for that one. And I did get a message last night that our internet waited. So whether that's sort of all switched on properly today, I'm not 100% sure. I guess this is the test to find out. Let's have a look. But yeah, my lighting is still not working. So general look into today's energy. I'll flip these over so we can get right into it. All right, so we do have like a little bit of a crossroad completion energy from anything that doesn't make you feel that you're sort of connected with higher self, with source, emotionally fulfilling or draining your energy. This is going to be brought up a little bit today. So I'm not sure whether you guys over the other side of the realm have already experienced this, but yeah, we're seeing to kind of reframe and to relook into what it is that makes you happy, what it is that makes you feel in alignment. Oh, thank you, Tim. You're so sweet. I think I'm just used to the blinding light that I have here. But yeah, so we have an 8 of Cups, 5 of Cups energy. And I want 2 clarifiers. I'll go with this deck. So yeah, just looking out for that today. Is there anything you guys need to finish off completion-wise or eliminating? We have the Empress. So protecting the words that I get. We've got the Star, the 10 of Wands, and we have the Page of Wands. So it could be new beginnings for a few of you, but this looks like it's really honoring your frequency, honoring your high energy, yourself. And the Star card, know your value, know your worth, is what I'm seeing with that. Oh, thank you, Rainbow Sun. Okay, so let me look at some of the questions that we've got here. And I can see my best friend here. Hey, John. And I can see her as well. So lovely to have you all with me. So I've highlighted a couple of questions I saw just before starting. And okay, so great question to look into. So, into Project Bluebeam, is it happening in the next month? No rush. Thanks, Tim. Okay, let's have a look and see what we get. All right, so the first thing that I see when I look into it, I see, this is interesting. I see blue light, but then I see a mist. And I hear the word smoke and mirrors, or smoke and mirrors. It depends on where we are to how we say it. But that's the energy that I look into that. Let me feel into it as well, because sometimes you'll get a different level when you feel into it. Okay, it's interesting. I do feel sort of like fear and panic energy, but what I'm sensing is it's not that is coming with the image or coming with the projection. I'm sensing that coming from people that are wanting to switch it on, or that's what they're wanting to enable is to bring or drive that kind of energy. Let's have a look too, specifically around if there's any timing. So we do look like that it could be even a little bit further. So with Adv discs tend to sort of more represent years. Sometimes it can represent, but this is usually that there's plans in the works. So it doesn't look like that at the moment that it's happening anytime soon. I did see sort of like a few kind of floating, moving timelines, but I do see the main motive does feel like a fear type energy. So let me see if there's anything else that Spirit wants to let us know around that. It's so interesting because I feel like the technology's been held back. If they had tried it maybe 2 years ago, let me just grab some water. If they had have tried it perhaps 2 years ago, I'm seeing people might not have realized. It's interesting because we have the Tower card come up, followed by the Five of Swords, so there's defeat energy. But then we have Four of Swords and we have an Ace of Disc. So majority actually shifted into a higher alignment of where they would be awake around this. So yeah, we've moved into a higher timeline, a higher frequency. We're actually more in charge of anchoring a different timeline, like, right, this is really, really good. It's almost like they missed the boat or missed the chance, or there's been some other kind of like interception with timeline stuff. And so I feel like it's almost, they're giving me like an Emperor's New Clothes type situation. And we have the Hangman. Again, this is someone who's breaking out of the matrix. They've got higher knowledge. They're not sort of like in limitation or sort of like sitting in a box. And I'm just trying to, oh, okay. Thank you, Larissa, for confirming. So let's have a look. On a personal note, can you check if the chaos around me for the past, past on its way out? Sure. Let's have a look into your question. So hopefully that answered your question, Tim. And that was a great question. Thank you for that. Interesting. And it's interesting how it's the angle in which they want us to see. So I really feel that they were showing us more kind of like a puppet master with kind of like glamour type tricks. And it's like we're not falling for it, is the energy that I saw with it. An or from kind of like general public, but from those that are in the know, which is who I read for, the people that have higher awakened consciousness, we're going to see through it. But I didn't feel like it was happening in the next month. Not at the moment. That timeline didn't feel stable. All right. So for Larissa, we're going to have a look around what's happening with the energy of chaos at the moment. Wow, we do have the Tower card. So my heart goes out to you. It does seem like a lot to deal with. I actually see you coming out much stronger on the other side of it. Really watching your words around what it is that you're saying. I do feel that there's triggers and there's things and people that are like looshing off of how this has made you feel and around like a lot of the stuff that's been going on for you. We do see perhaps like a little bit of Klingon negative entity stuff around some of the people involved in the situation. So just being aware, sometimes it might not be the person speaking or 100% just sort of like a clean, normal situation. So we've got, oh, isn't it a wonderful card? Hold on. You guys are going so fast, it's hard to keep up with the comments. Yeah, so we've got Prince of Swords and we've got the Tower card. This is really, for me, I would narrow in and focus on this energy here. See, this is the power of our work. Really being careful if someone's trying to lure or pull you back in to a cycle or situation, because we've got like cycle kind of situation. This is almost tempting sometimes to like have to defend yourself, and energy around this of like trying to pull, trying to pull on your energy. I'm just trying to highlight some of your questions. So yeah, really looking at like, what are you making yourself a container for at the moment? Is it around you that are like uplifting, in support, or do you need to just totally pull back and revision it all? So Queen of Disc, this is Capricorn energy. She's not looking for anyone else to validate. She's not looking for them to sort of like be on her team. There's a little bit of like a lone type energy with this, and a little bit of need of solitude. What we also see with her is her crown, her antenna. She's so switched on. Really pay attention to your intuition. We also see with this the Merkaba inside of the cube. So with that, and also with the combination of the Prince of Swords, because of the octahedron, this is actually what you're designing for yourself on a higher dimensional level. So that's really, really important to look at with the situation. I would even put out there and project on a quantum level, it is done. It is finished. I'm so grateful that period of my life is over. Have a look into the energy. Look at this. If you sort of start to work at it that way, Larissa, we've got the Empress energy. So really like go in, do some vision work, do some like 5D work, and really directing, silencing some of these like critter, creepy crawly, parasitic type energies, and that tower energy that's been trying to come in. I do feel like there's energies that have been trying to feed off that I guess wood type energy. Thank you, Lorianne. She's saying, I'm streaming this show on my smart TV, and so I love your garden. I wish I could have seen those birds on last night's show. Yeah, they were beautiful coming in, weren't they? All right, let me try to make sure we get to all of your questions. All right. So, okay. So, Noella, wanting situation. Okay. Oh, wow. So the card that we have is a Prince of Cups. So a chariot was symbolic of a car, but what we're seeing, it's sort of not here just yet. It's neither here nor there. So there's something that we need to know a little bit more about around this car. This is sometimes a card that will come up to do with cars, perhaps like wanting to manifest a new car, or the car's got problems and it's on its way out. It's not really sort of like here or there. It's that analogy that I give you guys on wanting to manifest a tiny house and wanting to manifest a mansion at the same time. We're wanting to manifest a new car, but we're putting our attention and focus onto the energy of the car or not having the car. So just being aware of that with what it is that you're wanting to work with. And we'll get some more cards, and I can see, did you see this cockatoo on us? So funny. They always feel into the energy. Yeah. So the answer around the car situation, I am seeing like around perhaps like 2 months still. We've got a Princess of Swords and the Peace card. Now, sometimes the swords can represent weeks energy, but I feel like this is around like revisioning. A Princess of Swords, see how she's sort of like in a battle, but she's in green and she's fighting this yellow. So it's like your heart's in one place, but your mind's in another. That's what we're seeing with the card situation. So hopefully that helps, Noella. You've really got to come to a situation and where you bring your mind and your heart into a congruent thought that dominates the field and dominates this quantum. So a Three of Swords energy, really trying to let go of like the things that have been pulling you down about the car situation, really like taking those little swords out of your heart as well. Okay. What we have for our next question. All right. So we have Christian. Hey, how are you? I wonder what time it is in your world. So let's have a look what's currently going on in Antarctica. I just saw the tower cards. Could be a little bit of chaos going on. I do actually see sort of like fiery energy with that. And I'm seeing what feels like a little bit of stuff out of control. I feel like there's a human sort of sense of surprise, or a human sort of kind of type energy is what I'm getting with that. I do feel like there's definitely like other types of beings or other species down there is what I'm being shown. And I do feel there's more of kind of like a dominant energy as opposed to humans. So I'm sort of seeing humans feel small or kind of a little bit meek in comparison to some of these other energies. I do actually sense and feel beings that are much taller than humans situation as well. I also feel an energy of all of a sudden, like my body feels cold. And I don't mean just because of being in Antarctica. It's, when you go into shock state and you can kind of systems overstimulated, you're in fight or flight, you're in this apprehensive, don't know what to do sort of situation. I feel that a little bit on a human level with like some parts. I don't feel like it's the whole area. But let's flip these cards. So there seems to be some kind of contract or agreement, and I feel my eye flickering, when you get that stress type feeling. So there's a lot of stress to do with this situation. They're having to figure out quite fast how to situation. So yeah, with the alchemy card, see how it's two heads working together. One's a little bit more human, one has blue skin. So we're seeing there seems to be some kind of treaty energy down there. And eight of me suggests that some kind of situations happened and it's happening out of control. Hey Ben, lovely to see you here. And we've got Ace of Wands with this. So there has to be some higher energy come in, a new approach. And so there's something that they're trying to work on right now to gain control of this situation in Antarctica. We do have an Eight of Disc as well. So there's negotiations happening. They're trying to make everyone have. Oh, and I'm just going to pop Larissa's comment up as well. That makes sense to the situation. So with the narcissistic energy, that's that baiting energy or trying to like get that loose that I was talking about. So that might be something to go into one session if you want a bit more help with that, because there'll be cycle breaking stuff. And that also explains why we had that last card with all of that parasitic type energy too. So focus on yourself, focus on getting into Queen of Disc energy and Emperor. And that'll be that thing that it's to become untouchable in that way energetically and to really be existing on a whole nother wavelength and frequency. So when they come at you, it's almost like they can't find you. So I'm definitely sending love to you, beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, please definitely research more into what it is within us as well that attracts those sort of situations, because I've been there and it is not really sending you love. So yeah, that was interesting looking into the Antarctica question. Seems like there's some kind of other energy coming in to try and like establish or how would I say, to calm a very volatile situation. So that is interesting. Let me just see other questions that we have. Okay. So we've got Alessio. So lovely to have Soul Tribe here and to get to check in for your questions. I just thought this would be a fun show to have a look. And I also just really love giving back to our community because I feel that like we're all working together to move to shift ahead, and we can all do with a little bit of love. So Emma is saying, what psychic ability or practice would my guides suggest that I focus on for the greatest good? All right, I'm just going to go to the Star Tarot. And this guy is this old man cockatoo up here. I don't know if you're watching on a smart TV and you can see him. He's a little bit knocked about with the crest. He's been through a bit, I think. All right, so let's have a look. What practice would your guide focus on, Emma? Oh, interesting. The first energy and feel that I had, I felt out of body in an astral state. I actually feel like you're lucid dreaming is what they're working to. And I almost feel like an astronaut, but in a dream space and in other realms. What I'm actually seeing, they're showing me heart frequency being activated in the astral. And I'm seeing you get up and out of body and create different things. There's another times I'm actually seeing doing a bit of timeline work. What I'm hearing the words is freedom, like with consciousness. And I actually feel that this is also when you work and develop this in the dream realm state, and they're showing me how you can actually consciously shift things and work with redesigning our timelines. So they're showing me you actually have what I would say is a lot of power or a lot of weight in the astral side of things. So there's a veil or something kind of like hiding or trying to keep this gift dimmed down. So I would say anything you can do to unveil or to awaken this becoming awake within the dream state and really awake to within your power. They're also showing me to have an anchor. And what I mean by this is I feel like something's in my hand. Like I literally feel like there's a crystal or something in my hand while you're going to sleep at night. And I feel like it's to sort of get into that state. They're showing me it's like hold the crystal, and it's some kind of like conscious memory peg or something to kind of keep you in this state between worlds is what I'm being shown with this. So let's flip these cards over. And oh my gosh, you've got to put it out for it. I love this. Okay, so Emma, we've got Queen of Swords for you. So ask for help and assistance with this as well. So with this, and I'll just scroll comments. So with this Queen of Swords energy, she actually takes off her mask and she's about liberation and freedom. So this is liberation and freedom for you in the astral realm. Interesting that we see this star crown chakra with her as well. So for me, she's one of those ones that I put up there with the High Priestess and with, what is it, Queen of Wands. So they're really like high level in terms of being able to navigate and go into these other realms. We've got the Four of Cups. And Four of Cups, we see Kuan Yin sitting here meditating. She's focused on the 3D and looking into what to do. The answer lies within the four dimensions. So you have these abilities and you have this energy to be able to go deeper. This is about realignment. Four of Wands energy is Aries and Venus, and it is the card of completion. So I would say this is about completing. He was a little seal or something from a past life. So you use your words. I would revoke, decreate, destroy any contracts or agreements that might be hindering your gifts and abilities to see into other realms. And a card, which is Knight of Cups. I would also emotionally work on moving forward with this way. What we also see, yeah, isn't it a beautiful card? Oh, and Four of Cups is often what we're sort of like ignoring, but spirit's really so. And with this Knight of Cups energy, we also see there's kind of like an astral dream like labyrinth. So I do feel this is really looking into the dream space, and we see him coming from this dimension, but he's bringing back message with this beautiful cup as well. So I love our community. This is so beautiful how you guys all love and send support to each other. Thank you, everyone. Okay, so let's have a look into the next question. And oh, you're so welcome. Okay. And Carol's question. Could you explain what a blue soul group is or where I could find more information on it? Yeah, and I just saw the card of meditation. This one was just popping out. So the cards that we have for you around this, and I'm actually part of Blue Soul Group. So Blue Soul Group, if we talk about indigos, crystals, rainbow children, so they're a different group of souls. So with the rainbow children, you get like a little bit more connected to the spiritual world. There will be sort of like a strong kind of sense of feistiness, but they're a little bit softer and a bit more sensitive compared to, say, perhaps the indigos. The indigos are your warriors. Blue soul, a lot more rare, and they've come in. So you know how I talk about star seeds and things like that. So with Blue Soul Group, say this is the 3D physical reality where we are now, and in my starseed readings, we're looking into galaxy as well as a few other places. So some of us will incarnate, and these places might be some of the first places that we incarnate, and then we come into Earth. With Blue Soul Group, they usually come from outside of our Andromeda galaxy. And so with them, there doesn't seem to be as many here. We tend to see blue orbs, we tend to see ships a little bit more. And from what I've found in thousands of readings, they have connections to Pleiadian, Lyran, Sirian, Earth, and the Elvish realms. So yeah, Blue Soul Group are the spiritual midwives here on Earth. They're really sort of like holding a pillar of light and unconditional love, and really working with bringing planetary ascension as well as ascension here. Doesn't mean that they're the only ones doing that. All of the groups are doing that. I just see them sort of like as a bit of a midwife energy, and we have that with you, Carol. So we've got Four of Swords, which is meditation, healing. We have this go within the heart to higher self. My closest person that I know in Blue Soul Group lives 2 states away. So we really are much more spread out. With Blue Soul Group, there'll usually be deeper questions, even when you're a child, around feeling different. Actually know that you're here on a mission, or that things don't make sense down here in the Earth realm from a young age. There's more likely to be, hybrid energy with Blue Soul Group as well. So they usually have ET contact and otherworldly interdimensional contact. So we have these 2 cards for you, Carol, around that. And look at this, 2 of Swords. And look at the blue orb type energy in the center. So as above, so below, connecting with your higher. I would say this is to connect into your ET self, or your star version of self as well. So that will help to give you more answers. And of course, I would love to help you with a starseed reading if this is something that you want to explore and get like really personalized information around as well. So yeah, really beautiful. I love Blue Soul Group. And I think Dolores Cannon talked about, I think it was called Blue Flame. I think we might actually be talking about the same thing. I haven't read into a lot of her around it. Oh, that deck is the Star Tarot. Thank you, Rainbow Sun. So let me see. Oh, yeah, we have such a beautiful group. All right. Let me bring up my next question. And I do have to keep an eye on time because I have a lovely client after this. So Rick is saying, question, I purchased 2 QT wave frequency healing devices and wanted to know if I'm receiving the benefit. Great, let's have a look into that. And they want the Mythios deck. So this is the Greek Mythios Tarot, which has a lot of gods and goddesses. So let's have a look into for you, Rick. And I hope you don't, but straight away the energy in my stomach and nervous system was being highlighted. So usually this will suggest if we work with nervous system, work with digestive energy, sometimes this will help to change things. So I feel like frequency wise, there has been some kind of changes or some kind of energy. What they're also showing me is a little bit of like a leak side of things. So remember, this is not medical advice. This is just a general reading. And as they say, for entertainment purposes only. So yeah, what I'm feeling with this is I feel like this is more around small intestine area. So I do feel like the frequencies of things are helping to work and to soothe this. But yeah, they're flagging nervous system stuff too. Let's look at the Page of Wands, 3 of Wands, 9 of Swords, 6 of Coins, and Ace of Wands. So it looks like that it's taking time. I also feel like there's a little bit of I would say elimination, maybe dietary stuff to also look into this. And sometimes even when we look into grains, they cause inflammation within the body. So we don't always see, sometimes like what we eat can be connected into how we feel on a mental level and emotional level, and to do with like level. There is an amazing thing called Serial Killers, CERAL, by Dr. Joel Wallach, that's on YouTube, and that talks about the effects of grains and things, because I'm seeing something to do with like inflammation in those things, but it could indicate like sensitivity. So yeah, these are the cards that we've got for you. And with the 9 of Swords, it does feel like this energy of wanting something to be over in terms of this is usually what we've had. But we've got a 6 of coins, which is the card of success. And we also have an Ace of Wands. So it does look like that there is a new beginning and you're kind of midway at the moment is what it looks like. Okay, hopefully that answered your question, Rick. And let me just bring up the next one. Okay, so Ken, how many people in the chat are ET contactees? That is a great question. Sending love to you and your gorgeous daughter. All right, so just go to this. We're going to the Thoth deck for this one. Oh, thank you. Okay. Yeah, and if you guys can please hit that like, I appreciate it. I noticed just for some weird reason over the week that my channel started to grow. So that's really, yeah, it's lovely to see that we're building our community. And let's have a look into Ken's question. So our ET contactees. Okay. So I'm getting around 74%. Even when I say out loud 74%, my body starts to tip forward, which if you use your body like a pendulum, it's a yes. So let's flip these cards over. Interesting. You guys are definitely here, like with the ET, I guess, contactees. What we've got is many have been in two worlds for a really long time. So it has been quite hard to sort of like, we do have the Wheel of Fortune and we have the card of oppression. So for a lot of the ET contactees, they have had to sort of justify like who they are or try and fit into this world. It's almost like trying to be human. Yeah, but that's not what we're supposed to be doing. So we've got a Prince of Wands and the Aeon. So it's actually now time to bring our freakiness, our weirdness, and I say that lovingly, into like the reason of why we came here. So with God, we see here how there's a metamorphosis happening, and we're about to birth our ET versions like even deeper into this reality. So this little symbol down here that looks like the Triton is called Shin in Hebrew. This is in that same position. So this represents going from being in one state, but we're breaking it down. We're really looking and reassessing everything, and then we're firing and making something brand new. So yeah, with this energy, we need to actually get back to the core of who we are and unforget some of the humanness that some of the ET contactees have come in. So it's almost like it's game on time is what we're seeing. I just want to ask around the ET contact. A lot of us are coming to peace with this right now because for many, many years, this is more in the past. There would have been questions around like, why me? Why is this happening? Yeah, really interesting. Okay. Oh, thank you, Larissa, for the validation again, just sending love and protection to you. And they do really feed off and get a hit out of bringing other people down. Definitely, you keep an eye out for that. And Lorianne, wow, that's crazy. So many of us have been in two worlds and ET contactees. Yeah. And I would say how what's that thing? Your vibe attracts your tribe. So it's definitely, okay. Oh, thanks, John. So yeah, please also share this show to your friends to see some awesome readings that she does and help grow Solreta's channel. Thank you. And yeah, I'm so excited bringing all these new shows and things. So let me go back in. So John had a question as well. What is Spirit showing about my heart's low injection fraction and function? Okay, I know a little bit more about your background story, so I kind of know I'm asking. My cards won't go back together. I was just trying to shuffle. We've got Prince of Cups and the Chariot. So there's a lot of charge and energy around heart because Prince of Cups represents heart. We have the Blue Lotus around healing. So emotionally, there's a beautiful sensitivity that the Prince of Cups has, and he's trying to move forward. And we see with the Chariot, what's interesting is see the bullet wounds over the heart. This actually represents that you're safe, that you're protected going forward. We do have the change card and the star card come up around this. I would say this is the impact. And because you are my best friend and I know you, I would say this is around like stuff also to do with trauma and your mum passing, that sort of nature. But going forward, and this is perhaps to do with like where our energy and attention is focused with our little adventure we have coming up. I would say you're actually on the way to starting to heal. So with this Chariot card, it comes up, I feel an energy of around 2. So about 2 months' time. Let me just see if there's any clarifiers around this that they want to show us. Oh my gosh, Ace of Cups, brand new heart energy. This is good. So I do feel it is emotionally moving into a different and a new space. And it's really trying to move past emotionally, like and it's interesting because it's all cups energy. So it really does seem that there's an emotional challenge. Let's do some kinesiology around that to help shift that. Hopefully that helps answer your question. And I see Lorianne has a question. Is the world going to be experiencing a major scare event under the guise of military operation worldwide? All right, so let's get a clean energy on this. Oh, okay. Let me craft these. We have a pile come out and wow. Okay. We do have like where they're trying to throw or induce something in, but I keep seeing like a lot of people are actually awake to this. So we have the Hangman come in, and this is sometimes where things are trying to be programmed, but it's also at the same time where we're waking up to things happening within the matrix. So a 6 of discs. So we do have a card of success. This sometimes can, and I will get another read on this one. Let me just grab another energy around that. We've got the Hermit in reverse. So it's more that the people that are not standing within their innate wisdom that won't be able to see it. So some people will still be blind to this kind of thing. We do have a 9 of Cups as well. So never let any scare tactic you away from sovereignty is what we're seeing. It just doesn't feel like it has the same kind of hit that they would have hoped for with other things that are happening in the world. I feel like there's just too many that are awake now as well. And yeah, in the same, Tim. So the Hangman again, like in the Project Bluebeam question too. Okay, let me just bring up another question. So hopefully that helped to answer that. And we have the lovely Amy. So Amy Banger, hi Soul. Will I finally make an online course for my health coaching? All right, what cards do they want for this one? I feel like they're very specific. There's something that they want to show us or share with us that might be in there. Let's get deep into the images when we look at these cards, Amy. All right. Okay, the words they're giving me, this is interesting. It's around feeling like you're your own worst enemy. There's a challenge around perfectionism. And there's also, they keep saying, push forward, push forward. And I really feel it like with all of their heart, and I'm meaning from your guides, I actually really feel, and they're showing me, and I'm seeing a green light. So they're giving me a green light for you moving forward, but I'm seeing you put your foot on the brake. There's some kind of fear or something around being judged or around not feeling like you've put everything into it that it needs to be. There's like doubt or what if type questions around it. I do keep sensing like Hermit energy. So Hermit energy for me in this situation with the Hermit, he has innate like wisdom, guidance, energy that's not. So I would say put your intuition into this as well. Try not to just think of like what everyone else would like you to yeah, try to think of what your value, what you're bringing, if that makes sense. So let me flip these cards. Oh, thank you. It's so sweet. Okay, so let's have a look into Amy's question. So the cards that we've got, Six of Wands. So in the past, I'll just bring your question back up. So we've got Six of Wands. This is victory. And we have a Three of Swords situation. So you've had a lot of victory and success in other things, or like feelings of achievement. But then we see a Three of Swords come in. So there's some kind of like, or there's a loud noise coming in from like a fear of failure, if that makes sense, and a little bit of heartache. I actually feel like there's, sometimes we can step into people pleasing or wanting to make everyone happy, which I think a lot of us, but we have about making peace around this, and we have the Empress. So this is really, really stepping into Two of Swords, ignoring like the outside and really going into the heart and coming to peace, this course. So I really would be stepping in, really like visioning how you want it to be, shutting out like the noise of the outside world. But again, Spirit's giving me a green light around this. Oh, thank you. You guys are so sweet. I love you all. So yeah, hope to answer, but put your foot on the gas. Try not to keep putting your foot on the brake or tripping yourself over. Okay. And I have a question from, okay, we've got a question from, I had a crazy dream a couple of days ago. Can you see if there was a message for me in it? Sure. The first vision that Spirit is giving me is like a little bird bringing a message, is something. So I do feel that it is something through from this crazy dream. All right, let's have a look and see if there's anything. And sometimes it is like easier to just sort of do dream dictionary to get right to the heart or the specifics of something. But I keep seeing like a little message that actually showing me a scroll in their beak, a scroll of like information or words. I really do feel Spirit's trying to get a message through to you with that. So we've got an Eight of Pentacles, a Knight of Pentacles, the Chariot. What's interesting is there's something happening. So an eight of disc, see the hands of God kind of coming in. This is Virgo and Sun energy, and it represents things that you've worked for, things that have sort of, been planned, a bit of movement, but it feels quite slow. So Knight of Pentacles energy, we can be frustrated. We can be like, oh my God, it's taking forever for whatever it is that we're working on. And then we see like a stop or halt with the Chariot, the Queen of Swords in reverse, and the Moon in reverse. So there's some kind of like stop, maybe wait or stall energy coming up around this message. I just realized I have another card just sitting on this in reverse as well, a Two of Pentacles. There's something trying to slow down a change or a decision or something that you were perhaps looking into. Let me know if that makes sense, Lynn. But yeah, there's some kind of halt, more information to know. So yeah, I would love to hear your dream because then we can look into how that meets with the message with the dream dictionary. Look into it. All right. Oh, thanks, Debs. All right. Oh, Rick. Okay. So this makes sense. So you know how I said small intestine? So when we look into issues around small intestine, there is any like bacterial overgrowth, yeast mold, fungus, candida. What can happen is you can have sometimes, and I'm not diagnosing, but just to find out and research more information on SIBO. So have a look at YouTube videos on SIBO. It's specifically to do with fermentation in the gut. So sometimes eating things like what we would think is beneficial in terms of bacteria, like sauerkrauts, things like that, if we've got small intestine issues going on, they can actually cause a flare up as well. So yeah, I would look into, have a Google into SIBO based diets with the fermented bread, anything that has gluten in it. So your spelt rye, I think triticale, like there's so many different grains. So have a look into things that are alkaline. Millet, quinoa, buckwheat are all alkaline, more sort of like higher nutrient dense breads. But it is when you're healed, but if you're going through small intestine stuff, yeah, it can cause like a flare up. Okay. Oh, I think Lynn gave me a little answer. Where are you, beautiful? Okay. Wow. Thank you so much, Solreta. Perhaps they're trying to slow me down a bit too. Yeah, I feel like there's like a reevaluation. There's something coming up we haven't fully seen, like future timeline wise. So, say, for example, like if this was moving house or something, there could be perhaps something coming up that hasn't happened yet, but could be like I guess in the future that we're like, oh my God, thank God, like I didn't make that move, or I didn't, choose that right now. So there's something in the unforeseen future that Spirit is trying to give us a little bit of type message around. Okay. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I love putting those out for you guys. And I'm getting downloads. Spirit's like, right, put this note in your phone about making this meditation. Yeah, we're all sending you love, Lynn. And hopefully that makes a little bit more sense into your dream. Okay, so I don't have long left before my client. Let me see. I really want to have a look. Okay, I'm just trying to see where Spirit's really causing, what would I say, like guiding me to go with questions. And I'm so sorry I can't answer everyone's questions today. Do you guys want to do this next week? Let me know in the chat below, and please share this out as well. Okay. All right. So Tamara, and this is also Michael's question too. So is our healing center we wish to create going to come to a couple of years? Will we have access to humanity funds? Okay, let's have a look into, they're taking me to the Avalon deck, which I do get sort of like a sense or a feeling of it being energetically building it. So whether you're building it in your minds or your hearts as well, let's have a look. Okay, we've got Lady of the Lake, courage, self-respect, responsibility. Look at you guys. It's like the king and queen. I haven't flipped my third card yet. I'm excited to see what it is. But we see man, authority, male sexual energy, things pertaining to law and justice. This would also be like the two of you really looking into the laws of the land, or I would say council law, your jurisdiction area, whatever you call it, the government side of things too. And we have love. Oh, you guys, this is so cute. So we can do energy, your intention is there, the love is there. Let me see if there's anything hindering for this. We have 6 of coins. So it could be just a matter of like tapping into the funds. This is the card of success. And it is Mary Magdalene energy. It's also Taurus energy. So it does look like the only thing holding you guys back is around funds. Let's ask a question around funding. And I have Ace of Wands come out in reverse. Wisdom or something around how this has to come about, or around lack of funds, that's become a little bit of a story, because Ace of Wands in reverse, it's that hand of God with those funds or with the message is not quite coming through. So I would really look reworking your belief system around the funds, because you guys definitely have the energy there and working with it together. It's almost just sort of, when we sometimes trip ourselves over or block ourselves. So we just got a little bit of that happen. And let me see. Okay. So Emmanuel, let's have a look into your question. And they're guiding me to an oracle card around your question. Here is my question, where I'm supposed to return to my native country. Way shower, decide, discern, and defend. I had this card come out in our reading yesterday too. So something on a collective level. So look, astrology for the moment, I would say around this. I don't feel that there's, sometimes when we're in a place and there's more to learn from something, I feel like there's information or things that you take back with you. So there's something more to grasp or to gain before you return home. And then we've got Oracle. And this is lead, ask, listen, trust, way shower, and Oracle. This is pretty crazy, full on. So let me just ask if there is anything around this. And the card that we have is Prince of Disc. So a disc energy can sometimes more represent a year. So there could still be a bit of time around this. With the Prince of Disc, though, he works with, see how we've got the sphere influencing the cube? So this is working to affect the physical. So it would be to vision, to have the plan for that. But there's something more to gain or an aspect to learn before moving. Okay, Becca, let's do your one. Oops. My deck just opened up right for you. Wow. Okay, Ace of Wands. I would say they have a big message for you. We do have the universe come out in reverse as well. So something might not 100% be finished that we're thinking that we need to move away from. There could be something that you need to revision. There's something around abundance in reverse too. So a 9 of Wands upside down. This is Pisces and Jupiter. So maybe we could go that little extra mark a little bit further with something that we may have thought we've closed off from or finished, or this could be more contact with people that you thought things were ended with. Might be resurface. Something is not done yet is what we're seeing. Let me ask for a little bit more. Oh, love. We've got a 2 of Cups and a 4 of Disc. I would say, because I do know you as a gorgeous, beautiful friend and client of mine, things around the kids with this. There's something else around things. Yeah, there's a rekindling energy. It's really, really beautiful. So yeah, I would say your guides are trying to give you information around that. Let me see. A Prince of Wands, Phoenix energy. So with Phoenix energy, this is about designing your future, designing what it is that you want. This is revamping or something brand new. It's not picking up from the energy of where things were at, but it's how into into different future timelines and things. So it's not going to be the same as what it was before. It's going to be different is what we're seeing with this. Okay, let me just see. Oh, thank you. I'm actually going to be more in Marco Island, but thank you. Oh, sounds amazing. And Moroccan food is food for the soul. And yes, I am coming to this. I'm going to be over there end of October, so I can't wait. All right, let me just check. Oh, you're so welcome, Debs. All right, let me see. And I actually am putting out there, I would love to do in-person events and things. It was things that I was doing before we went into our crazy lockdowns. But I would love to do that in person and do retreats and things in the future. So who knows? And let me just see. Okay, I'm hoping to see. I'm going to have to go in a second. Let me see. Oh, you're so welcome. All right, let's do, because I haven't had time to get to everyone. Sorry, guys. I will try and get to other people's questions next week. We'll do this. Let me have a look and see what we've got. Any final messages for the night for everyone? Okay, so first card we have Queen of Swords and the Chariot. So with your words, they're showing me the pen is mightier than the sword. There really is something specific about using your words. This is about us opening up and moving towards different timelines. So even though we looked into things around Antarctica or Pluto Project Bluebeam, or another question I didn't have time to answer on the flash. I have had visions on the flash and things, and it is really interesting. It's very hard to see beyond. And I do feel that we might be able to see a little bit closer as we get closer to this sort of timeline or this flash. But yeah, there's a psychic block around that many of us have experienced. Ah, thank you, Tim. So yeah, with this as an overall, like, general answers as a soul tribe, really look at the words that you're speaking to yourself. Look at the spell casting, I guess would be one way to put it, and look at what it is that you're creating and putting out there. So, oh, you're so welcome. Oh, I love you guys. Even so, like me talking about putting out for retreats or things like that in the future, you know, you want to speak what you want to create in the world. Yeah, how much fun would that be for us to all to be together in person? Because I feel like it's now. So we're actually building energy for that to happen in person as well. Okay. Wow, I love you all very much. And for those of you that I unfortunately didn't get a chance to read for, or if you want to dive deeper into anything, I do have my this week as well. So be sure to have your crystal with you, because we're going to go through and actually I'll run you through how to charge it. We might do the little process together, and there's many meditations and things like that that I have for you guys down here. So as UFO video. But yeah, to book a private reading with me, go to masonjupiter.com and you'll see that I have 3 different sessions available for offer. If you want to ask questions, I highly recommend the Mystical Oracle reading. We'll get an energy assessment first by looking into your aura, and I'll be able to see what's around you, look into guides, look into like the placement of different things like within your energy body, look into the tarot, and also answer your questions. So have a list of questions for me in a session, and I would love to answer. But yeah, I love you guys. Have a beautiful night and a magical week. And I will see you for, I think the 3-card pick is the next one. So look out for that on Mason Jupiter YouTube channel, and that will be up next.